Foreigners in their native land. Historical Roots of the Mexican Americans. Edited by David J. Weber. Chapter 6. The Sacrificial Goat. Pio Pico, 1846 to 1848. The following excerpts from Governor Pio Pico's official correspondence revealed the desperate situation of a California official who wanted to remain loyal during the Mexican War. In May 1846, even before he learned of the outbreak of war with the United States, Governor Pico warned his home government that hostilities seemed imminent and that reinforcements were needed if the Californios were to defend themselves. Help failed to arrive, however, and by August, Pico had fled to Baja California, exhorting his countrymen to resist and to have faith. Mexico would eventually send help. Pio Pico remained in exile for a year and a half, begging the central government for help and proclaiming the loyalty of the Californios. By March 1848, even the staunchly patriotic Pico had lost faith in Mexico. None of his letters had been answered by the foreign minister. Embittered, Pico returned to California in July 1848, making a pathetic attempt to regain his office of governor. Clearly, loyalty had not paid. Pio Pico to the Minister of Foreign Relations, Los Angeles, May 25th, 1846. Mind you, there's a letter from him to the central government of Mexico. Excellent Sir, the uncertainty in which we find ourselves in this department concerning the true state existing at this day in the political affairs between our governments and the Republic of the United States of the North. The excessive introduction of armed adventurers from the nation leaves us no doubt of the war that we shall have with the North Americans. The critical situation in which we find ourselves constrains me more and more to politely arouse His Excellency the President through your Excellency mediation so that he may take care of us efficaciously, providing us with the necessary resources for an honorable resistance that may serve as a warning to the depraved plans of that piratical nation. The Department Treasury is exhausted and there is no hope whatever of pecuniary aid. May it please your Excellency to make the contents of this note known to His Excellency the President, to whom equally with your Excellency I offer my obedience and esteem. God and Liberty, Los Angeles, May 25th, 1846. Pio Pico. Pio Pico to the people of California, Los Angeles, August 10, 1846. The constitutional governor of the Department of California to the people under his rule. Fellow citizens, for many years now, the United States of America has given an inkling of the drift of their ambitions to dismember the Mexican territory and to effect the spoliation of the most fertile and valuable parts of it. And with that motive, they have omitted no means whatsoever to put into operation their sinister ends. Texas presents to us the details of the whole body of ills produced by its generous hospitality in sheltering the fools that some day were to tear the bosom of the fatherland. Compatriots, Our department finds itself today invaded by powerful forces of the United States of America. The efforts which have been made by the department government to provide for the national defense are well known, and my compatriots will do me the justice of believing that if they have not achieved the purpose, it has not been because of omissions, but due to the unfortunate and difficult situation in which the department finds itself, completely lacking in all resources to carry on a war. Mexicans, the commander of the invasion has put into practice, perhaps to wash away the crime he has committed, means of seduction, wishing by flattery and shameless promises to have us declare our independence under the starry flag, or if we do not, he will attack the department as an integral part of Mexico. Such a declaration should justly anger our hearts, whether we consider the first or the second of his proposals, because being all of us true Mexicans, never, oh never, must we commit an act of treason. Inhabitants of California, your governor being placed in the hard alternative of economy or migration has chosen the latter, and from today he separates himself from you, taking with him the acute sorrow that he leaves you with in the power of the unjust conqueror. I order you and beg you to never be taken in by flattery, cunning, and false promises of the cringing enemy. Prove to the nation and the whole world that your difficult situation and not your consent make you bear the oppressive chain of the usurper. Conserve ever in your bosoms the sacred fire of liberty, and without the shame the glorious name of good Mexicans. Another note. Californians, all, have confidence in the high national government. It has sworn to perish or to save the Republic of all domination, and there is no doubt that this will be accomplished. Be persevering and be not dismayed even in the face of torture. Let Mexico be your motto. The supreme being that guards over the future destiny of nations will provide us the glorious day in which we shall again see our dear fatherland free and happy. That will be for me, beloved compatriots, the fulfillment of all my happiness and the only thing to which all my heart aspires. In the midst of the bitter sorrow that it feels in telling you goodbye, your fellow citizen and friend, Angeles, August 10, 1846. Pio Pico to the Minister of Foreign Relations, Molegue, Baja California, October 27, 1846. I'm gonna take a swig. I can assure you, Your Excellency, that in all the inhabitants of that department there burns an intense anger against its invaders, encouraged by a great enthusiasm to sacrifice themselves in its defense, awaiting some small opportunity to contribute to the reconquest of that part of the Republic, as soon as they see themselves supported by the aid of troops sent to them by the Supreme Government. Other Californians and other Mexicans residing there are held in an unhappy state of prisoners of war, of forced neutrality having been demanded of them. I do not believe it superfluous to place in your Excellency superior knowledge that the enemy daily wisely invents 1,000 means of seduction in order to win the Californians. with the object that they may demand their independence from Mexico, attaching themselves to the United States undoubtedly in order to have some shield by which to defend their usurpation, which they have been unable to obtain, notwithstanding that they find themselves aided by the influence enjoyed by two or three Mexicans who traitorously embraced the enemy's cause in dishonor of the mother country, they being Don Juan Bandini, Deputy of the Most Excellent Assembly, Don Pedro C. Carrillo, Receiver of the Custom House of San Diego, and the second ensign of the Presidio Company of San Diego, Don Santiago A. Arguello, who is now in that port exercising the functions of civil official and of military commandant of that post under the government of the United States, as your Excellency will learn by the note which I attach. This officer came to the frontier of Lower California in my pursuit and to raise the enemy flag, trampling that of Mexico on September 23rd last. Last letter. Pio Pico to the Minister of Interior and Foreign Relations, Hermosillo, Sonora, March 29th, 1848. I do not wish to detract your Excellency attention with my complaints, but allow me to say this, that for 3 years I have served the office of Governor of California without having seen during all that time one single real of my salary. Furthermore, I have paid out of my private purse the salaries of the Secretary of my administration, the cost of state stationery, and various other expenses that have been necessary in my emigration. In my country, I possess some wealth, and now, with all communications cut between the state and that of my birth, I am unable to furnish myself with resources of any kind. This has forced me to request from Guaymas that ministry might furnish me with some amount on account of my credit, but it has already been seen that no notice has been taken of my request. I now entreat from His Excellency the President permission to return to my country, since I am not permitted to be of any use or service here, and that I be allowed to withdraw in a way honorable alike for me and for the people whom I had the honor of governing. California will undoubtedly cease to belong to the Mexican family. It seems as if fate has thus decreed it, but let the rest of the republic take leave of it with decorum, and let it not be delivered to its new brothers, the states of the north, as if it were a flock of sheep or a band of horses. Let its governor be treated, and in his person the people of California, with dignity. We want and have always wanted to be nothing if not Mexicans, and we have given brilliant proofs of our affection, but let not our cup of sorrow that our separation naturally brings us be embittered more by humiliating and scorning us. If our dismemberment is necessary for the health of the rest of our brothers, let us be the victim, the sacrificial goat that shall pay for all the sins of the people. Providence undoubtedly wishes that it shall be thus, but although separated, we would like to conserve some remembrances of past relations and not to remember only that we have been objects of scorn, abandoned to misery. This occasion gives me for the last time the opportunity to offer your Excellency the expressions of my highest consideration and esteem. God and Liberty, Hermosillo, March 20th, 1848, Pio Pico. All I gotta say is this: Mexico really messed up. They could have sent out reinforcements to California during the Mexican War, so they don't like take it away. They probably could have. They probably could have, defended California pretty good. instead of letting the invaders take it. If they, instead of trying to be cool with the white racist invaders, they could have just made peace with the natives of there and went against the invaders. But nah, bro, of course not.